Welcome to Your Anime Senpais. I'm Richard, and today I'm going to be watching and reacting to Fate Grand Order Babylonia, Episode 5. So, just to recap from last episode, of course, we had Ritsuka and Mosh. They've been, for the last month or so, they've been going around the city of Uruk, just kind of doing menial tasks, helping out random citizens with different things. Nothing major, but now the King Gilgamesh has summoned them and has decided that for the past month, these tasks have probably been getting boring. So now he wants them to do a real mission. Of course, they're super excited. So they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So Gilgamesh tells them to go to the city of to check on the citizens there, see if they're in trouble, see if they need help. So our Chaldea duo, along with Merlin and Anna, they set out to the city of they have to go through this jungle, which is kind of, it's pretty hot and muggy, which to the dismay of Merlin, because he's not all about that, and I don't blame him. But they have to go through this jungle, and as they're making their way through, they run into this mysterious figure called Jaguar Man. Jaguar Man doesn't really do much to them at this point, just kind of harassing them. I think Anna tries to attack Jaguar Man, but just doesn't really do much. But Jaguar Man just kind of harasses them a little bit and then just kind of disappears. So they continue on through the forest. They make their way to the city of and they get there and they find that everybody's okay. There's no immediate danger. Nobody's in distress. I believe Ritsuka went up to one of the citizens like, hey, we're here to rescue you. Do you guys need help? And the lady was just like, no, we're fine. We're good. There's no trouble here. We're pretty much protected by the forest, or the jungle rather. So we're good. So Merlin, Merlin's not too convinced by that though. Merlin kind of just, kind of has this like look on his face like, there's more going on here than what meets the eye. So he has Ritsuka kind of gather everyone to go to the city square, and as soon as he gathers everybody up, Merlin kind of reiterates, hey, we're here to rescue everybody. We're here to bring you back to the city of Uruk. King Gilgamesh will protect you. And again, the people are just like, no, we're fine right where we're at. The jungle protects us. We've not been attacked by any demonic beasts or anything, so we're good. And so Merlin's like, oh, okay. So how many sacrifices have you made so far? And of course everyone's just like, what? What are you talking about? Trying to deny it. And Merlin's just kind of looking around like, ever since we got here, majority of your population has just been women. So, I mean, I've seen an old man here, young kid over here, but your young men are hardly anywhere to be found. So, how many of them have you sacrificed? And of course, everybody's just kind of denying it again, getting all upset. But eventually, the village elder, she kind of steps up and just kind of admits that they have been sacrificing one person each day, and just to protect themselves. Because if they don't, then the forest goddess will come after them and whatnot like that. So. Of course, this upsets Merlin and Ritsuka and Mosh, especially Ritsuka, because we've seen a little bit of flashbacks from him where he's had to watch people sacrifice themselves. So he's not really, he's not really too much about that. He really wants to do something about this. And of course, before he even gets a chance to do anything, Jaguar Man shows back up again and proceeds to start fighting Anna and Mosh. So clearly, Jaguar Man has the upper hand. Like Mosh and Anna, they just can't really seem to do too much against Jaguar Man. So we find out from Merlin though that Jaguar Man is a divine being, and so they need a divine being to combat Jaguar Man. So. Ritsuka, with that bit of information, and also with the information that Jaguar Man kind of revealed earlier, that the sacrifices that were being made, those sacrifices aren't being killed off per se. They're being forced into hard labor. So no one has died yet, it seems. So right now, with all that information, Ritsuka decides to go ahead and just retreat for now. Uh, come back when they've got better forces. Something better to fight off Jaguar Man with. So Merlin, creates the escape route, and they all leave and start their way back to the city of Uruk to give their report to Gilgamesh. So from there, the last little bit that we had was after the credit scene where we had everybody at Mosh and Ritsuka's place. They're just kind of, it's morning time. They're eating their breakfast. Just kind of doesn't say how many days it was since the city of Ur, but we can imagine it's been at least a day or so. But yeah, they're just kind of sitting around, and then Gilgamesh shows up. So instead of them going to Gilgamesh, now we have Gilgamesh coming to them. So we'll see what happens from there. I can only imagine that Gilgamesh is going to give them another task, probably to make up for their potential failure at Ur. And, we'll see what happens. He's hiding from Siduri. uh, yeah, a little bit. Merlin's just like, whatever. He looks really thin. Yorokobe. uh, that's a weird conversation to have just amongst yourselves. Just like that. Just like that. Wow. A very nice skill, for the most part. She's probably panicking. Or, no, she's not. She's not the least bit full. Oh, on the contrary. Ooh. Ah. Yes. Yes. Hmm. Oh. Jeez. Oh. Had a little glitch in the system, did we? Old memories coming back? Yeah, just happens. Uh, I wouldn't I wouldn't push it. All right, guys. So that's the end of episode 5. I really gotta say, I really enjoyed this episode. Really enjoyed Gilgamesh in general, just this entire episode. It was been really nice. It's nice seeing the contrast between this Gilgamesh and Archer Gilgamesh from Fate's Day Night. Just a couple different things, really. With Archer, Gilgamesh, he's very really both Gilgameshes are very arrogant, but Archer Gilgamesh, he's kind of a gosh, I don't even know how the nice way to say this, but he's kind of a d bag, honestly. And he just very arrogant, and he doesn't take anybody that's it doesn't really take anybody very seriously. His enemies, especially. I think there was only the one from Fate Zero that he kind of took seriously. But otherwise, I mean, everyone else, he just kind of is just like, meh, I'm better than you. And again, this Gilgamesh, whom I'm going to refer as Caster Gilgamesh, even though he's not a servant, but it's just easier for me to distinguish the two. So, Caster Gilgamesh, I mean, he's still arrogant, like I said, but he, you could also tell that he really just genuinely cares about his people. I mean, you saw him playing with kids. You saw him kind of joking around with Fujimaru and Mosh. You know, they're just kind of just talking and just kind of chilling out. You know, he even left his duties just to hang out with them, kind of. But yeah, it's just an interesting, kind of just seeing those two differences, even in battle too. So we had not Enkidu using Archer Gilgamesh's fighting style, which is basically open up the gates of Babylon and throw a bunch of things at people, and that hopefully one of those things hits. Caster Gilgamesh, on the other hand, he opened up the gates too, but he was using, I'm guessing, magical staffs or whatever to essentially create bolts of lightning. And he's just seeing that difference is I mean, even if it's just subtle, it's very very surprising. Because he was, even Caster Gilgamesh, he was just kind of like, whatever happened to being more efficient in battle, being calm and cool and collect. So, that's it's a little different for Gilgamesh, at least, from what I've seen, anyways. But yeah, it was really interesting. Just even his confrontation with not Enkidu, which I really wish they would have just said his actual name now, because I don't want to spoil it. I'm not going to say it here, but and please, for anybody else that's read through the story, don't spoil it in the comments. But it would just be nice to say his actual name instead of just saying not Enkidu. Just like not Rin, it's nice to now can say Ishtar. But anyways, but yeah, just seeing their confrontation. I mean, clearly, for those that are familiar with Gilgamesh's story, and this is really not a spoiler for anything. This is just the legend of Gilgamesh, and that him and Enkidu, they were friends. I think actually, if I remember correctly, in Fate Zero, Gilgamesh said that I've only ever had one friend. So now Enkidu is supposed to be dead, but here we have this copycat, and so you could tell that Gilgamesh is just kind of feeling all these different emotions, something that we've never really seen before, or at least I've never really seen before. So it's really interesting to see him going through this sort of a character development. Very unexpected, really. Now one thing too. Also, I just kind of want to touch on comedic moment. I laughed at it earlier. He's like Yorokobe mongrels or Zashu. I know Caster Gilgamesh doesn't have anything to do really with Kotamine Kire, but even still, it's good job on you, studio. Nice little reference there. But again, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that's hasn't seen Fate Stay Night. But good reference. I see what you did there, and I appreciate it. But yeah, like I say, it was a good episode. Definitely 2 thumbs up, if only for Gilgamesh. I mean, honestly, Gilgamesh just makes it better. He's one of my favorite characters, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this. Again, he is kind of an arrogant jerk, but as we've seen here, at least with this version of Gilgamesh, he could be an alright guy too. So I'm gonna assume from here on out, Enkidu's pretty much. So it seems he's pretty much set on killing Gilgamesh, and or at the very least, he's pretty much set on taking out Fujimaru or Ritsugai rather, and Mashu. So I'm assuming we'll probably see him pretty soon. I don't think we'll see Gilgamesh leave Uruk anytime soon, because I'm sure what's her name, Saduri. She's probably even though it didn't look like it right there, I can only assume she was probably upset the fact that King Gilgamesh just left all his duties behind, and you saw all the stacks of I guess tablets just kind of on his chair, and so he's gonna have more work to do when he gets back, and I'm sure Siduri will give him an earful, but yeah, so I'm sure, like I said, we'll probably see not Enkidu here pretty soon again, either next episode or you would think sometime in the next couple episodes. But from here, it's really hard to say. I don't really want to say too much just because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for anybody. So, what did you all think of this episode? And what do you all think of the fight between Gilgamesh and not Enkidu? Let us know down in the comments below. Of course, if you like this video, please consider hitting like and subscribing to our channel. And of course, if you really like what we do, please consider supporting us links down below. That being said, we'll see you all next week.